Aisha T. Hill, welcome to my YouTube channel. So grateful that you came back for another episode. Today I just have some ramblings on grief and joy coexisting. It comes from all of us learning today about Renee Nicole Good, who was murdered by ICE today in front of her partner and their child. This is not easy to try to make content on a day like today, especially like there are multiple versions of myself, right? There's like the activist version that's like, no, we gotta, and then this new emerging version of like possibility and hope. But before I talk about that, let's just take a minute to honor the life of Nicole and really prepare to send love and compassion to their partner and their son. So I'm just gonna take a minute. Coming back from that 1 minute silence for myself, I started to feel like the energy or the chi in Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, flow through my hands, the energy that I still have in my body to just live. And I am just really grateful for my own life right now, and just sitting with that gratitude, but also grieving, right? Because we live in a system where, you know, they continue to show us that we don't matter as humans. And it was a very interesting day for me today because on one hand, I went to the dentist, I got my teeth cleaned, I got a whole new setup for taking care of myself. And then on the other hand, I found out hours later about this murder. And it's so heartbreaking, right? Because it just shows the duality of life. You can like literally be high as a kite and then something happens and it just kind of brings you down to that human experience. And so I'm sitting with like that joy and grief coexisting. I say it all the time. Like I was up here and then I got the news, and I think for like 3 hours I've just kind of been trying to level off. And you know, when I feel the grief, right, it shows up for me. I think I feel it in my body, and then I try to transmute. And for me, transmutation looks like, you know, making content that reminds people that we're humans and to slow down and to just kind of just trust, go inward. For me, it looks like when I'm done, I'm going to work out. It looks like getting on my vibration plate and just kind of moving energy around. Looks like taking a warm bath in a shower, having a drink of water. Because what has happened for me in the past, there's been so much grief that I hold on to it and I start working. And I noticed today that it just wasn't in me to do what I used to do when something like this would happen, which was just work, put out content. Like I put out some, then I caught myself and I was like, no. There's the grief and the joy. There's the duality of both. And allow myself to lean into this grief for, in our collective practice, we say about 24 hours. So inspired by my mom, my aunt, we wait about 24 hours and then we bring it to the forefront. And so right now, it's just kind of like this silence for me. I'm used to seeing police brutality, you know what I mean? But for me, I think it's because they were in their car with their partner and their baby was in the car. And I didn't watch the videos because I don't watch those videos. It's a certain grief that's not emerging yet. And I don't feel a strong call to action. You know, it's just kind of like sitting with like did this just happen? But it did. While also being grateful that I was able to get my teeth clean, being grateful that I was able to hang out with the kiddos a little bit today, taking the dog, you know, going for a walk. My thoughts aren't fully formed, but I also wanted to stay committed to popping on YouTube once a day. But I do want to remind all of us that the duality of being human is understanding that grief and joy coexist, that there is one with the other. Sometimes there's one without the other, but as human beings, we can activate both parts of ourselves, the joy and the grief and the duality. And that's all I have to say today. And I'm okay with that. So thank you for watching this video, and I will see you all another time.